this is Dreams of Jeannie. I'm sitting in my reading nook in our bedroom. Our bed is over there, the door is over here, and our closet is over this way. And some of you may see my closet in other videos. I need to get back to the closet reorganization project. I'm kind of dreading getting back to it. But this is, I have books over here on a table, and this is where I sit in the evenings when we get settled in for the night, and I read, and I watch, kind of catch up on some news, or I watch videos, or sometimes I play a game on my phone. We've been playing Mahjong, each of us on our phones here. My husband had brain surgery. He had a shunt placed for hydrocephalus, so he's working on brain things. He does word games, and he's doing Mahjong, and he does anything he can to get that brain working again, because we thought he had dementia. And as it turned out, it was hydrocephalus. So we're looking at him recovering back to maybe not where he was before, but pretty darn close. And he's independent now. I don't have to do really anything for him at all, except maybe help him a little once in a while with something. But in the midst of all that, a few months ago, I realized that I was running on empty. I was in fight or flight survival mode every single day, morning to night, from the time I got up and he got up until I tucked him into bed at night. I did not have a minute to myself, a thought to myself. And once he would go to bed, I would sit in this chair right here and sit over here, read a book or watch a video on my phone. And I could finally settle in and not worry about him, because I could see he was okay, and I was right here in a comfortable chair. But I didn't get to do any of the other things I do. I didn't go in my retreat room where I do yoga and relax for days at a time. I certainly couldn't have been painting. And I didn't get to exercise really, and our exercise equipment's in the same room as the painting corner. I had to be around him and make sure he was safe and okay, because he was confused and very weak and just not thinking clearly and unsafe. And fortunately, we're out of that now. But when I think back, it's just a few months ago. It's hard to believe that it was that bad, and it's not now. It's just kind of like a bad dream that we woke up from, and we were very lucky, because we thought he had dementia and that he was just going to progressively get worse. And that nightmare was just not going to end until he was gone, which I couldn't even bear to think about. So, but we had a reprieve, we had a miracle. But I've been thinking about how, and you'll have to forgive me when I do a longer video, I am a rambler, and my thoughts go round and round and always circle back to my original point, which was retreat. Retreat and calm and solace when you need it. When your soul needs some retreat or some quiet time or just some kind of solace that helps your mind and your heart. Everybody needs that. And I've been thinking about that, about how I didn't have that. And now I do, and I'm fortunate. Now we're retired, so, now that he's doing better, we have time for things. But when you're younger and you're raising your family, you're busy with work, career, or running your home, whatever your situation might be, I don't know if you even think about it. You're just running, again, you're running on empty. You're kind of like in, maybe not survival mode in the same way as we were, but you're still just morning to night generally. When you're in those stages of your life, you don't have any time to yourself. And you make time for maybe activities, maybe exercise, or you have to see friends, or I think it's easier when you're younger like that to just troubleshoot and problem solve and make time for yourself. But it is so important, and your soul needs to recharge. Your brain needs to recharge. And when you don't do that for yourself, you're aging your brain, and you're aging your body, and none of those things are healthy. And I look back now to a few months ago and realize, and I aged, and I can look in the mirror, and I could see it in the mirror. I used to always look younger for my age, and I don't anymore. Breast cancer medicine plus the stress of the last few years just pretty much did that for me. And it is what it is. I'm here and kicking, so what else can I say? The thing about when you start a YouTube channel and you make videos, you got to see what you look like. And you have to reconcile yourself to that. And if you can't look at yourself on video, then you might as well not even try. But I think my rambling point is everybody needs some time to process what's been happening in their lives, whatever that might be. Everybody needs a little quiet time, and everybody needs a little retreat, whether it just be stepping outside and taking a walk around the neighborhood, or getting in your car and driving over to Starbucks and getting a coffee. Maybe when you drop the kids off at school and then go sit at the park and drink your coffee, or go to Panera and go sit inside and take a break and have something to eat or drink. And alone. I like to do things alone. I went to the movies alone by myself last week, and it was lovely. I could just not worry about anything. I just watched the movie. I saw Downton Abbey, which was a pretty good movie. But everybody needs some retreat time. And we're so busy. We're so busy doing and going and doing all the things and taking care of everything that we neglect ourselves. And it's just everybody, and women in particular. We are so bad about taking care of ourselves. We are the worst at taking care of ourselves. We put ourselves at the bottom of the list. I will say that for sure for me. And I'm a nurse. I know all about taking care of everybody else and not taking care of me, because that's what nurses do. You know, you don't go to the bathroom the whole shift you work. You throw your food down your throat in 5 or 10 minutes and hope that it settles okay over the course of the rest of the day. And you just run all the time. And so many people live their lives like that. So everybody needs a little time to themselves. Everybody needs a retreat. Find a corner in your house. Take a walk outside. Sit down and read a book when the kids go to bed, or when your husband goes to bed. Get some my youngest daughter listens to audiobooks a lot, and I've never done that, but I might even think about doing that too. Anything that takes you out of where you are for a little while, lets your brain relax and decompress. And we all need that. We all need that. So that's the end of my rambling lesson for the day.